Hi there, Dr. Clyde here. Even though you can't see me, it is definitely me. I am going to show you and give you some tips on how to find program evaluation articles if you want to find best practices when you are planning a program. So you'll see up here on the screen, I've brought up Lovejoy Library. This is a great place to start, best place to start, I would recommend. And we're going to go down here, kind of like you've looked for other articles in the past. Click on articles. We want to search databases because those databases take lots of different journals and combine them into a searchable, something that can be searched through all of them for titles and authors and things like that. So let's click on search list of online databases. This sometimes is a part where people tend to get a little confused because they don't know which of these to pick. There are many, probably. Is there over 100 on here? Probably. So let me give you some tips about that. Usually, Academic Search Complete is a good place to start. So we'll add that one. And that compiles a lot of journals. It doesn't have every journal that we use, though. So that can be a good place to start. But if you really want to cast a wide net and kind of delve into what we do in education, click up here where it says choose databases, and look, here's that list of databases again. It looks a little bit less intimidating, I think, when you look at it like this. So we've got Academic Search Complete, that's there. I would also recommend you might be interested in adding Health Source, because clearly that's health-related things. I also like adding ERIC, that's an educational database. And that can be a good one to search that can add some things that the academic search won't have on there. Some people like to add psych info, so we can add it or not add it as we want to. So we can click psych info, but I don't think that's quite as necessary. Some people like to put Soc Index for sociological articles, so we can go ahead and click that. But again, I think probably your big key ones, I do Academic Search Complete, probably Health Source, and definitely ERIC. The other thing sometimes people use is this CINAHL. This is a nursing database. I am not going to click that for this purpose because nursing, I'm afraid, would pull up some more sort of like clinical aspects when we're looking for an educational aspect. So I'm not going to click on that one. So once we have all that we want, we're going to click OK. And if any point you feel like you either didn't include enough or you want to take some off, you can always go up to this upper bar and change that. All right, the key for good searching is to start broad and wide. Many of you, when you start to plan a program, will likely know your population and maybe know in general what your topic is, but sometimes you don't even know what your topic is. So you're interested in looking to see what programs have been effective for your target population. And I would start broad, very broad. So think sort of demographically almost broad. So if you're planning a program for young people, then I would put in children, and kind of type slowly and see what pops up. So let's see if we're doing one for children. Ooh, we have to spell it right. So we can see, okay, we could just do children, or do we want children or adolescents or youth or child or teenager? Anytime you see that or, that means it's looking for any of those terms. So any of those terms that will pull it up. So really, this is your biggest and your broadest. So broad can be good, but if you really only want articles on children and you're not working with adolescents or youth, in public health, we tend to refer to as youth are like older children and like young adolescents, that's often the term that we use as youth. So I would say if you're working with just children, I would just probably keep that children one on there. You don't need to worry about selecting anything different over here. That's fine if you don't want to do that. Now, we know that we want to see the evaluation of programs that people have done. So literally, we are going to put in program evaluation. Now look and see what pops up here. We've got all these different options, and we're really only interested in probably program evaluation, possibly program evaluation or program effectiveness. So, okay, program evaluation or program effectiveness, we'll go really broad here. If we find that's not getting what we need, then we'll take it out. All right, and I would literally start searching here. So let's kind of go fishing in the big pond and see what we get. So click search. Woo! 57,000 articles. Okay, I think that's a bit too much, don't you? So let's go down here and see how we can refine our results. So let's just pretend that I'm a college student who didn't get started super early on their assignment and doesn't have a week to wait for sources to come in. So I really want to see full text. Because when you're looking at these articles, you have to read the full article. You cannot just read the abstract. Okay, so that did limit some, right? So we're down to 31,500. We know this needs to be peer reviewed. So let's click that one, see if that eliminates some, possibly. Okay, that eliminated 10,000 articles. So now we're down to 21,000. Still, that's a lot of articles to look through. So let's go through and see publication date. We know we want these to be within the last 10 years. So we're going to go here and we're going to type in 2009 to 2019. And then we'll hit return and see how that pulls things down. Okay, we've cut more, we're down to 12,000, 12,500. So still quite a bit, but let's take a look and see if there's anything else we feel like we can eliminate. Journals, academic journals, results, or reports. We probably are going to want academic journals, even though we have clicked on scholarly journals. That might be a way to kind of eliminate a few things that might not be as helpful. Anything else? Remember, you can always look at these and you can always go back and change these. Okay, anything else? Subject, program effectiveness, intervention. Let's just kind of keep those because we don't exactly know. If this works out to be too big, I mean, I guess we could go in and click program evaluation and see what happens, shall we? Because that's going to eliminate us down to a couple hundred. Okay, 700. So start to look through these and see, okay, so they implemented this program called Incredible Years Child Training Program, and they're evaluating the effectiveness. Guess what you have there? That's a program evaluation article. So if that's kind of the area that you're looking at, go through these and start to see. If you look at things and you're like, yeah, you know what? A lot of these aren't, divorce intervention program. That's not really very health related. So maybe you look through and you think, okay, this is about dental care. This is about early reading. So literacy intervention. We're probably less interested in that. So is there a way that maybe we just put in the topic of health and see what happens there? Ooh, okay, so that actually broadened us up a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there. So I would likely pull that out. So I would say, okay, we went in the wrong direction with that. I really don't want to look through 7,000. So you take that one out and do a search again. Ah, I see what happened. Okay, when we added a search term, it cleared out all of our things on the left. So there's a lesson to all of us there. So let's put health back in there. Then we're going to go down and, it doesn't look here, academic journals. That still made it very broad. What in the heck did we just do that was different? So we had children, program or program effectiveness, and now we have health. I have no idea why that number went up. We have full text, scholarly journals, publication date. We're looking academic journals. Ooh, that's a lot to look through. So perhaps we really don't want evaluation of human services programs. That's not what we're doing. We're doing more educational programs. So let's go ahead and click health promotion. See if there's anything else. Maybe we'll keep on program evaluation. Health education, I would do that one. Public health, clearly that seems like us, right? And those should narrow. So let's see what happens when we do that. Searching is really a lot about sort of just experimenting around. This is design of a classroom intervention for teaching preschoolers to avoid inhaling secondhand tobacco smoke. So that could be super helpful. Here's a school-based early intervention model to help elementary students with their socio-emotional health. So that could be a possibility. So really just start looking through these and pick. You can always start to see where these things are. When you look through the subjects down here, if you find one where you think, oh, that's a really good one, like I should narrow down my search to that, then you can start narrowing. But this gets you started where you can start looking through for health promotion and health education programs for children that have been evaluated. Make sense? Hopefully that helps.